Riverbend Towers on WBGZ. Brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
Hey, welcome to another edition of Riverbend Town right here on the Big Z.
Is that your best Scott impersonation?
Well, I used to go, hey, I'm Dennis, and take Ben's by my side, and you're like, I don't like when you say by my side. Remember that?
I liked it for a while, but it started getting creepy because the way you'd look at me, you'd be like, by my side. Kind of sultry when you do it. I thought you were doing your Scott from Fragile Porcelain Mice bit there. Hey, it's the Big Z here, Conspiracy Theory Hour.
Yes, we're on 10 minutes before 6, so we got to be more announcing.
Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm sorry, I'll enunciate more.
No,
hey,
actually,
we are on early. What happened, man? I didn't even realize it.
Well, you know, it's nothing. It's just Mandela effect.
Oh, okay.
Attention to it.
Okay, cool. I'm down with
not
that.
really even happening. I don't know what you're talking about. So.
Awesome.
Move
awesome.
on. Move on.
Let's move on. Hey, so here we are on another Thursday night in A-Town. And, man, we got a lot going on this week and a lot to talk about. But we got two guests. This is going to be a weird show. We got a lot going on with guests.
Yeah, well, see, the thing is, man, we're covering absolutely any aspect of music this weekend right here with two guests, right? Because we've got cover band in the house. We've got an original band in the house. We got another original band that we're going to talk about and how original bands have to go over to St. Louis every once in a while and play a gig, right? Because you're trying to sell records and stuff. So we're gonna cover all that tonight.
I mean, we're lucky enough at this point to have a couple of venues that'll accept original music in this town, but a couple of venues isn't enough whenever you're trying to play.
Well, and there's some places, in the big city,
across the pond,
like Schlafly Tap Room. It's cool to play. I mean,
absolutely.
Get right down to it.
So yeah, we got we're gonna talk. We got a pre-recorded interview we're gonna play later with Bastard and Crow, and they're gonna be playing at Schlafly Tap Room on March 1st. Also playing at Schlafly Tap Room on March 1st, we got Hookie, and they are in the house with us today. So we got Graham Pagano. Hello, Mr. Graham.
Hello, Mr. Pigpen.
Hello. We got Mikey Lowenstein.
Hello, Governor.
Chip yeah. And we've got Ray Aries.
Hello.
There we go. So
you said his name wrong.
Yeah, Aries.
Last name is Hendricks.
His name is Hendricks. Ray Hendricks.
Excuse me while I kiss the sky. Excuse me while I kiss the sky.
Last name is Bottom.
Ray Ayers.
Ayers. Yep.
Ayers. All right. Lean in towards the mic just ever so slightly when you talk to us.
Excuse me while I kiss the sky. Not excuse me while I kiss the sky.
Depends on which club you're listening to it at. Like down at Bubby and Sissy's, someone's excuse me while I kiss this guy.
Right.
I
didn't say guys, it's guy.
Oh, Sky. Now that's on the most
you know what I said.
I don't know what's going on. I don't even know where I am or what time it is.
Well,
Seems like it's before 6 to me, according to my stomach.
It is. And yeah, double dose.
A double dose tonight, yeah. Mm-hmm. So welcome back to the show, Hookie.
Thank you.
Since last time you guys were with us, you guys have had some exciting things going on, like playing Busch Stadium.
Yeah,
that was fun. That was a good time.
Yeah, yeah, fun. Good times.
A horrible load-in and load-out, but yeah, it sucked to load in, but it was...
I'm going to say
I get to play a gig at Busch Stadium.
Right, and I do feel for you because when we showed up, I didn't realize that you were, like, I've seen bands play at that very top level. I didn't know where they had you set up for sure. I actually thought you were going to be in Ballpark Village, so when I didn't think I was going to have to climb any stairs to see you play.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
And then when we got there, it's like, well, they're not in Ballpark Village. They must be up at that top stage up top. Man, we better get going. And so we found a couple Sherpas, and they helped us make the long trek up to the top.
I got escorted in by the band.
I got escorted out by the law.
At first they weren't going to let us in, and then Graham stepped up to the plate and said, hey, Why aren't my boys coming in?
Nice play on words.
And the
Stepped
folks
up to the
pushed
plate.
in,
Oh, that was good. That was
Yeah, I see what you did there.
Yeah, those are like, this is Grand Pagano, folks.
That was a good time, but we do have a bone to pick with Fred Bird. So if you're listening, Fred Bird,
You know,
watch your back.
I actually saw Dennis smack Fred Bird right in the beak one time. He was dancing with him, and out of nowhere, he just jacked him.
Oh, he deserved it. Fred Bird deserves it all
It was
the
a
time.
high five, Mikey.
Oh, yeah.
I saw
I
his
tapped
beak
him on
bent
the shoulder. He
sideways.
turned around and gave me a high five.
It looked like you jacked him, and his beak bent sideways.
He wasn't seeing straight when we got to the ballpark. So I think that's been explained now. Now,
Did you jump up on the back of the dugout and dance with him or something? No.
see,
Yeah, fake news. Fake news.
Mikey, are you Irish?
Still to be determined.
Okay, how about Ray, man? No?
Not that I know of. Maybe.
Just checking if you guys have ever performed a sea shanty.
No, but that would be pretty cool.
Like a sing-along, right?
It's weird that you are talking about this. I was singing some today, actually,
Okay.
at work. So, and this is not, I'm not joking, I really was. So this is that whole transcendence thing that we talked about last time.
I want to know if you're going to tear apart our logo for the conspiracy.
Oh, I got stuff.
I want to hear that.
Talk.
Conspiracy at Busch Stadium.
Have
Conspiracy.
you ever
with
noticed
Fred
there's an owl in their logo?
Oh, the all-knowing owl, man. The wise old owl. You see the two O's in Hookie symbolize the eyes of the owl watching everything.
Oh man,
Now I get it.
Right. So, anyways, if people are into singing sea shanties, though, tonight's the night to do it.
Absolutely, down at Morrisons.
Morrisons.
Yep.
I've been there when they've done that, and it's pretty fun.
See, now that's what I'm getting at. So I should ask Graham.
you participated in the sea shanty.
I didn't know the words.
Lean into the mic a little.
I didn't know the words to the sea shanties.
So
I wish I did.
Let me ask you this, because I have not got to participate. We only know what we've heard so far. Is it like there's a couple musicians, they start singing a song and the whole crowd sings in and sort of take turns?
I don't even think there was musicians there, like on stage. It was just a lot of beer and people, and all of a sudden someone starts around and everyone joins in, and I'm like, I don't know the song. What are they singing? And everyone else was like,
Hey, you know
She lived on the mountain.
So if you're a little bit shy, you can be like in your booth and just kind of lean down and start singing a song. No one will know it's you that's actually starting it, and then
it was cool.
That's
it just,
beautiful.
It was like a mob.
What I'd really like to do is get under the booth and do sort of a Tom Waits thing.
I was wondering where you're going with that.
And make my living the way I know.
but
We don't judge.
Working my way through college, boys. Working my way through college.
so nothing like an open mic at the sea shanty sing along.
I was there late one night, and no, it wasn't an open mic. It was just crowded with people having a good time, and all of a sudden somebody started singing a sea shanty, an Irish jig song. I don't know, and
See, I
the
know
whole place joined in, and I was like, I don't know the words. No one gave. I
know some Scottish ones from our friend Scott Robertson and his clan. Some of them came over from Scotland. His cousin lived over here, and he taught me some Scottish ones. I can't sing any of them on the air. I started to for a second ago. She lived, and I realized,
a second ago.
you can't really sing a lot of those like over the airwaves because they can get a little raunchy.
That's why you go to Morrisons.
That's why you go to Morrisons.
Or if you got your own act, you can take it to Germania's Brewhouse tonight, right?
Open mic night. Open mic night.
You ever do that?
I did. I was there about a month ago. I took my grandson Sam. If you're listening,
He's
Sam,
taking over, dude.
Yeah,
Tell us
he's stealing
about
the
it.
show.
He steals every show we play now.
He does.
We were in
Or record.
Yeah, we did an interview, a podcast in St. Louis the other night, and Sam got on the mic and started.
Nice.
He took over, man. He talked about his past life all night.
Yeah, he was on the
Nice.
microphone like he was.
Like he's the man.
In my opinion, music today, blah blah blah.
So the whole thing about the younger musicians, we're no longer talking about the 20, 30 somethings. We're talking about kids.
He's 13. Yeah.
13. Jeez almighty. Jeez almighty.
But we've been to the Germania Brewhouse open mic, and it was fun.
Right.
Yeah, it was a good time.
And it's every Thursday night.
Yeah.
So they get a DJ down at Bossanova tonight.
D nice.
And they got one up in Edwardsville at the back bar in Edwardsville. You know
Is that
why they
Lori's?
call it the
That's
back
Lori's
bar?
Was it Lori's place before?
Because it's the back. It's one of the back.
That's clever.
Right, yeah. It's like the main drag right there, right across from the courthouse.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a little place you can drive in. And when you drive in, there's a bar back there. That's the back bar.
Back in the parking lot, yeah.
Oh.
Wouldn't you love to be the bar back at the back bar?
Right. You got a point, Mikey.
Is it?
So we got DJ D Nice is at Bossanova's and DJ Matt up at the back bar in Edwardsville.
Right.
That's happening this evening.
And then free pizza out at Lewis and Clark.
Excellent.
Right.
What are we doing here?
Exactly. Well, we got time, I think. Free pizza and wings. Let's get it straight. 7 p.m. the Ring House Music Building on campus of Lewis and Clark Community College because the faculty's putting on a concert for that.
The Wings and Strings concert.
So you guys should offer free pizza at a show.
We did that at our CD release party.
Actually, it was free nachos.
Yeah, we had free,
Okay.
free
Yeah.
food.
Remember the band that would throw Whoppers at you while they played?
Yeah, Whoppers taste good.
Whoppers Taste Good is the name of the band, and they would buy a bunch of Whoppers and throw them at you while they played. So if you were hungry, just catch one, and you got dinner.
It was actually rappers. You know that they already ate most. Oh, come on, it's a band. It's a punk rock band. You think they can afford Whoppers? I mean, to throw at people?
Maybe White
They
Castle.
probably, they probably shared one Whopper and then, threw the trash. It was empty pizza boxes and yeah, it was cool. What about Baker's and Hale out in Godfrey? You tried that place out yet?
We
No,
are scheduled
I
there.
think we're playing there Memorial Day weekend, maybe.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I haven't been out there yet. I've heard good things about it. I heard the food is killer.
Nice.
But,
Farm
And
to
it kills
table.
people.
well, I don't mean that. I heard the food is excellent.
Fake news. Fake news.
Don't get them started.
Right.
So,
E. coli breakout in Alton. Wait a minute.
so Lauren Waters is going to be there today.
Oh, awesome, man. Yeah. Awesome. Lauren Waters playing out there.
Past guest.
Yeah, past guest.
Riverbend town.
Hey, here's one that we've never had. Philip Russo. Now, I don't know who Philip Russo is.
I don't either. I was hoping you would know.
No, I just saw Joe Russo for the first time last week, and he
I
was
thinking
great.
it was his cousin.
I don't know,
Why
man.
not?
Joe Russo was really good.
If Kurt Copeland's your cousin, then why can't, Philip Russo be Joe Russo's cousin? And he's playing up at Georgia's local brew, which is that little bitty tiny stage up there in Jerseyville.
Yeah,
But they
yeah.
have real good food too, according to Mr. Matt Van Boers of Macias Insurance, one of our sponsors, right?
There you go.
By the way, he told me he's re-up in 3 more months today.
Thanks, Matt. Also, according to Jared Capps, one of the owners of Proof, right next door to George's, George's is the only place to get a proper dirty martini.
Oh,
in
there you
Jerseyville.
go.
So there you go. If you like dirty martinis, that's where to go in Jerseyville.
We got good food in town, right down the street. Love City Grill. You guys played there, right?
That's Christmas.
Sort of.
Yeah, sort of played there.
Sort of.
In the parking lot, they wouldn't let you in or something?
It was a
private party.
Oh, okay.
Was it in the upstairs
Yeah,
room?
it was
Oh,
upstairs.
man, isn't that a great room?
Super nice.
That's like one of the nicest rooms in town,
Yeah.
man.
So yeah, who's there tonight?
The Owls.
Nice.
And I believe they won't be in the upstairs. They'll be playing at the sports bar downstairs.
Oh, yeah. I see.
Here's a Hookie romp. Doyle's Village Inn.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
love Doyle's.
Yes.
Pontoon Beach, yep.
You have loved it a lot more since last time we seen you because you guys have played down there a couple more times, and I see you posting each time. These guys are awesome down here.
It's a blast. Deutsch is a
It's always
blast.
fun.
It's not a huge room, but the people are very into it. The music, they love the music.
Yeah.
And the louder and harder we play, the more they get into it.
And they
you know
don't
how that works.
they don't want to hear the same stuff that every band plays. That's
Right.
what's so great about it. They love the different variety.
And they're the kind of people get up and dance on the tables and
Oh, yeah,
and
on the bar.
get loaded on the
On the
bar.
bar.
I've just suspected about that place. I've been to those kind of joints before, and hooting and hollering going on, and good times.
They got
good
country
times.
music tonight. A guy from Georgia,
Yeah.
Tyler Hammond, coming to town to play Doyle's Village. That's how big it is. I mean, you don't come from Georgia to play this place.
I met the singer for Survivor at Deutsch.
There you go.
Me and Aaron. Me and Aaron were playing there on a Thursday acoustically, and then someone, oh man, this is the singer for Survivor, and we're like, yeah, whatever. And we we weren't rude to the guy, but we kind of blew him off. And then he was a young kid. And then like a couple days later, I look it up on the internet, and it was that kid.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Not the original singer.
No, it was like this guy they're doing now.
Well, as high as them guys sing, you need a young kid to do that stuff.
And he looked like 24 maybe.
Are you sure he was really the singer? Because I've gotten a lot of free drinks telling people I'm the bass player of Great White, and I'm not. But I got a lot of free drinks claiming that. So
that's cruel.
All right, well, one more gig we got to mention, then we need to get on to Bastard and the Crows. So we'll get that in.
All right, let's do it.
A440 at Imperial Pub in Granite City, Illinois. Hey, what do you think of my list, Big Ben?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Where'd you get this?
I got this off cottonmouth.org.
Right, because, each week I put this together and it just sits in my drawer after I'm done. So I thought, I'll type it right into the website.
Yeah, we've been writing it by hand for the past several years, and finally technology hit us.
And so,
or hit you.
Not only can you just go there and check out our list, but you can click on it and go right to the venue.
So you got links to the events and to the bands.
Right.
So you can click on the bands, check out the bands pages.
All on one page. No searching through multiple gigs to find it. All listed in order by date.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You're way more organized than me.
So we're going to be talking to Bastard and Crows here in a moment.
Good band.
Yeah, those guys are playing.
Dudes are awesome. Yeah. We played a few shows with them now, and really awesome dudes. Like to hang out with them, and they make some killer music.
Yeah,
so,
they do.
It will kill you.
Adam Stroke, the guitar player and vocalist, was born out of wedlock. Right? We found that out.
And the Crow.
Right? Joe Stevens will be with us too.
Right. He's the Crow.
He's a bass player. He's got his own podcast called Jet Lag. Remember that?
Yeah, there you go.
But you know what we asked him? What's going on in Antarctica? Yeah. So, you can look forward to that.
Atlantis?
Antarctica.
It's
and
there.
We talked very intently about penguins.
There we go.
So that's coming up here in a moment.
Which penguins are way interesting, and they're on the General car commercials, Go to General, get some insurance on it. I like the little dancing penguins.
Get some insurance. That's a great slogan.
I don't know how the song goes. I don't really watch commercials, but I like the penguin.
So these guys, we recorded this back in August.
Yeah.
And they've been waiting patiently to hear their interviews.
Oh, right.
Gosh.
I'm sorry.
You guys are horrible.
They played one time in November, right? That we could have promoted the show and we had something going
I had a
on.
bunch of stuff.
And we do get a little bit of flack from people. They're like, "What are you talking about St. Louis?" And we're like, "Well, they're Alton bands that play in St. Louis, and then the bands come over here and play." So we're still talking about RC, but you know how picky people get from time to time. So these guys, I just want to point out, waited patiently for 6 months to get on when we could put it in a show that featured local guys playing locally and still be able to plug a band like this who moved to this town, you're going to find out, because our music scene is so cool.
Right? Not the only ones. That same story with like Marshall and Gracia from Grand House. A lot of, people are moving to this town because it's got a happening music scene.
Fran tried to move here, but the house is haunted.
Actually, that's on our podcast. He moved here too from Hollywood. Check that out.
Because Alton spelled backwards is not L.A.
That's right. Yes.
Take that.
So anyways, that's really cool. And, AK wasn't here that night. Adam Key, the drummer.
Yeah.
And they gave us a bunch of excuses about him being a mechanic and like he had to work or something. I got to look at, man, on August 29th, I found a video of him playing golf. And so since they're not here tonight, what I did was I took their interview, because this is going to be on YouTube now because we video everything, right? We didn't have footage of them. So I went back through their stuff, found a bunch of photos, including the evidence that he was playing golf. So get ready for that when you see the YouTube version of this video.
Nice.
So let's take a quick 30-second break. Let's get right into Bastard and the Crows, and then Hookie's going to come back and take us up to the game that's going. We got a playoff game.
Up to 10 to the hour. We got to quit early.
Right. So, let's do that. We'll be back with more Riverbend talent after this. I'm Dennis Laird.
And I am Pigpen once again.
We're not related.
No, well, I don't know. Maybe. I haven't checked the lineage. I haven't checked the genealogy records all the way back to the motherland.
Yeah,
So.
my mom knew your dad.
Yeah,
We know that much.
Well, little hanky panky might make us half brothers. I don't know what's going on.
She just lost it too.
Hi, Mama Bitch.
That is Pigpen. I'm Dennis, and we are talking to tonight.
Bastard and the Crows.
Can we say that?
Well, this is the thing. It's the name, so I'm going to go ahead and say we.
Right.
But here's the thing. We're not actually talking to Bastard and the Crows.
Oh.
We're talking to Bastard and one Crow.
All right.
And I'm just assuming that Adam Strope is the bastard because he's got a Black Sabbath shirt.
I've been
on,
claiming it, so I guess so, yeah.
That is Mr. Adam Strope, the guitar player and vocalist of Bastard and the Crow. Thanks for coming to the show.
No problem.
And sitting right next to him is Joe Stevens, the bass guitar player. How you doing, Joe?
Good, man. How's it going?
He's the one crow that showed up, the missing crow in action. See, Heckle showed up. Jekyll didn't. No, that's Magpies. That didn't work. Okay. Adam Key, the drummer,
Right.
is MIA. Apparently, he's way more into Triumphs than talking to us.
You're talking British car restoration.
British car restoration,
Yep.
dude. It's
Backed up,
huge.
he said.
It's sweeping the nation. I used to
one
have
in every corner.
I used to have a British car, and to get it fixed, I'd have to take it to Delhi and order the parts from Great Britain. It was a nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
Can you pull a trailer with an MG?
Very small.
I wouldn't think so. But
Very small trailer.
I wouldn't be
He's
the
not
one to know.
here. You're asking
Yeah.
MG questions. You
I'd
can't
be like, I could have answered all those questions.
Look, okay, if you've got a 76 Spitfire and it's vapor locking, where's he at, man?
Again, not the two guys to be.
hang in silence because he's not
I
here.
could just see these guys showing up in the MG, though, for the gig.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, he does drive like an old Land Rover, right? He does
He,
those too.
he goes all over the place. I mean,
Yeah.
he's got so many cars. Not many run,
And
but
since he's not here, we're talking about it.
yeah.
But we're happy Adam and Joe have made it down. So now the first time I heard Bastard and the Crow mentioned was last year at Rock the Hops. As we were pumping up the show, I heard your name. When did you guys actually form up as a band?
We had just a few months ago, I think, was our 5-year anniversary from our first show. So probably about 6 years ago we started.
5 years, okay.
Yep.
Now Rock the Hops was the first I heard of you. Were you mainly working the other side of the river at that time?
Yep, a lot of St. Louis, yeah. In
Just
fact,
taking whatever local shows we could get around St. Louis. They have a lot of venues and stuff like that. We were always.
Yep. Rock the Hops is actually the only time we played Alton. We played last year and this year, but trying to set some stuff up here now.
Right.
Now that I'm living over here, I'm trying to get them to come over here more, so I have to drive less to St. Louis. So.
Hey guys, we got a real cool scene this side of the
I know.
river. Why
It
don't you
does-
guys come on over?
It does help that when they show up, they're like, "Oh, this actually is a really cool scene." So
Yeah,
it backs
yeah.
it up at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what got you to Alton was your performance at Rock the Hops. You seen what was going on in town.
It definitely helped. Yeah. Yeah, we were coming because I went to school at Lewis and Clark, so we would come around to Alton, and then went to school in Edwardsville. So still, we'd come around, but
Fast Eddie's.
yeah. And then I'd go downtown.
It's real
to some
appealing in
different
college.
places. I go down to some different places downtown as well, but yeah, just kind of started hanging out and didn't come for a few years, and then as I started coming back again, I was like, oh man, this is starting to pop up even more and more, and just kind
Yeah.
of fell in love with it.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, and when you hadn't been over here for a while, and Rock the Hops is the first thing you walk into, where you got all original music all day long.
Yeah.
At a bunch of it's kind of, not a lot of towns have festivals with original music of that size that are this size. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
There are major cities that throw original music festivals that are that size. So, yeah, that's got to grab your attention.
Yep.
And
it's kind of cool when they're asking, they're like, do you have, can you play this long of original music? And it's like, oh, okay, these guys care about the arts and stuff.
Right.
You can tell right from there. So.
Yeah, it's a pretty awesome scene, and that's why people from St. Louis move here and bring their bands over. So.
I'm here, yeah. Yep.
Now, it feels good to say that, because Pigpen and I come from the era in this town where it wasn't so easy to do that, but there were bands still doing it.
Sure.
And, we had to, rent halls and that type of thing in order to put on that type of show. But for us to see, venues embracing it, it's really cool. And One of the big ones in town right now is Bottle and Barrel. They're doing most of the original stuff. Almost,
Yeah, it's a cool place.
And then Old Bakery Brewery's doing some too. But,
Yeah.
you got to be kind of a certain band to get in there sometimes. So.
Whereas the other one will take just about anybody as long as it's original. That's what the Travis Shook told us, that he's not booking there anymore.
No, he's not.
Justin Level's booking there, mixing it up, doing quite a bit of stuff. But
got to be better than some of the gigs in St. Louis. We've had to pay to play before. We had Blank Space on Cherokee. Remember that?
Well, that was our fault. No one showed up, and we just kept ordering drinks like we were going to drink for free. And then at the end, they were like, "You actually owe us." We were like, "Oh, yeah, that makes sense."
Like, here's your $13.
Boys drank a lot of beer. I owe you $200. You drank $430.
Yeah, pretty much.
We like to write the check in the car.
So how do they work it over there on Cherokee Street? Most of the bars, you got to sell tickets, anything like that?
No, luckily we don't have to do that. I've seen a lot of different places do that, and I don't know. It's not. I wouldn't want to have to mess with that or anything. But at the same time, if we are on a show and not a whole bunch of people show up, we're not expecting them to go shoving money at us or something. So I understand if like a band was complaining about that, then okay, maybe you should be going selling tickets. But I don't want to have to do that. So, so I'm fine with just promoting it online and stuff.
Plus, we take what we can get. We just do it because we like to do it. It's not, you know.
Oh, if
we're going to sustain.
Especially writing our own music, we're not in it for money.
Yeah. That's why we bring all this up, to just kind of show people who aren't original artists, what original bands have to go through. And for the younger people that are thinking about doing original music, what to be prepared for.
Oh, sure.
And so that's why I bring it up. But we're just kind of curious. We see what's going on over there on Cherokee Street, but we don't book bands over there. You guys have booked over there.
Sure.
What's the deal? You get part of the door, you get anything?
I guess it just depends how many people show up. Right now, where have we played on Cherokee recently? Foam, we played before, and they're kind of, once a certain amount of people show up, then you get a cut of the door kind of
What's
thing.
the one in the corner with the...
That's Foam, right?
Is it?
2720 just closed, I think I saw.
Yeah.
And
you guys must have just played there.
We did play there. Yeah, you've heard of us, huh? Yeah, we hadn't played there since 2013 or 14, but that was a cool venue. And then there's a few different ones down there. So we don't play as many down there as some other bands that we play with.
So some of the bars over there, it's based on once the door hits a certain number, you get a percentage of the door, and maybe some of the other bars are just kind of like, hey, let me see how I ended at the end of the night, and I'll just throw you what I can.
Yeah, exactly.
So that,
that's totally fair to me.
To me, I would take either one of those deals over selling tickets.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. Yeah, I don't want to go out there pushing.
Occasionally, there'll be a touring band, and it's like, hey guys, we made this much at the door. We could split it through ways, and we're like, just give it to the touring band. Man, they need gas. And
especially if it's a little one. It's like this is going to make a big difference to them. We're not so much to us, So.
It means like 2 more weeks on the road for them.
Yeah,
exactly.
And we can stay 2 more hours at the bar for us. So.
Right.
Now, do those places over there on Cherokee have a steady crowd? I notice they play every night. So
it varies. I've been, and even some of our shows, like sometimes we'll be down there and we'll be like, oh, this is surprisingly packed on a weeknight, and then we'll play a weekend and. I guess St. Louis is always hard, too, because there's so much going on. But some nights, it'll be packed, and then sometimes definitely slower than others.
It's like any place, then, It's interesting to know, though. So the new CD, it's called Until the Lights Come On.
Yep.
All right, and it looks like...
And what happens until the lights come on?
Oh.
No, wait a minute. Okay.
We don't talk about that. Yeah, we actually just put it up on our Bandcamp for free, so you can search us on just Bastard and the Crow's Bandcamp on Google and get it. We put it up for Rock the Hops, and we're like, we'll keep it up there a little longer. Just
nice.
Let people grab it,
Free stuff.
Yep, why not?
We got a couple free ones. They brought them in. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
The Fall of John Adams High is the first track.
It sure is.
And that's just an interesting title, so I bring it up. What can you tell me about the Fall of John Adams High? Or am I going to have to listen to his figures?
No. I mean, we can, but it is based on the sitcom Boy Meets World, where I just happened to be playing guitar, kind of zoned out watching Boy Meets World. and that's the high school that they go to. So I think like the first lyric started from that, and then it just took shape into a normal song. But and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So.
I do the same thing. You sit there and play, and the TV's on, but you're not really watching it. So it's.
And you're like, if you read it, you'd be like, this has nothing to do with Boy Meets World. And I was like, well, I was watching it, and the first line, something happened that made me think of that little bit, So, and we needed a name, so.
Right.
So, Jet Lag Records, is that your record label, or is that one you made up?
Both.
Okay. There you go.
No, we have our friend Jeff Bergkamp actually has always said he wanted to start a record label under Jet Lag Records, and he and I have a podcast we do just for fun when we can called Jet Lag Podcast. And he was like, hey, I know you want to do this album. I've always wanted to just say I helped put out a CD. So he offered to throw in some money for us recording it and getting it pressed. And we were like, all right, we'll put you as executive producer and put you as put Jet Lag Records on the back there. Plus, then it makes us look more legit. So.
What's the name of your podcast? We got to plug that.
Jet Lag Podcast.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And what kind of stuff do you talk about in there?
It's all over the place. It seems like we'll have an episode where it's something random, and then the next one somehow comes back to music, and the next one's random, something happened we're just talking about, and the next one's talking about our favorite live albums or something. So,
so what's
it's not really a set thing.
What's going on in Antarctica right now?
Oh boy, that's not it. It's not a Jet Lag topic.
It's random.
Well, it's random to whatever we happen to have done since now I live here, I don't see him as much, so a lot of times it's just let's turn the mics on and catch up, and then we'll just edit out the boring stuff.
I thought that was the original.
Right.
Did you have something there? Or no?
Oh, I thought that was the original premise. That's where the name comes from, because he travels all the time for work and stuff, and we'd never get to see him but like once or twice a week. And
that's how it started, and then he stopped traveling for work, so we were like,
he's doing it
I guess
again.
we still have this podcast. We'll just talk about what's going on here.
Well, the name makes total sense now. Yeah. I was wondering
Now tell us about the name Bastard and the Crows. How'd you come up with that?
That was, we hate claiming this, but it's semi-Game of Thrones based, because we had watched season 1, I think, like years ago, and then we got hooked on the books, and we were driving to band practice. We didn't have a name for a while, and jokingly we were like throwing out like these Game of Thrones names, and we were like, that's so stupid and cheesy, we're not doing that. And then just said, what about Bastard and the Crows? I was like, oh, that's badass. We could do that. Like, oh, we could do that.
Nice.
So it just kind of stuck. And the good thing is it's not in your face, where there are people that have seen us 5 times, and then they're like, wait a minute, is that what you guys are talking about? And we're like, kinda, yeah, I guess.
It still works. I mean, he technically, you mentioned it when we started, but he really was adopted. So he really is.
Being a bastard would be born out of wedlock, so
there you go.
I would be the bastard of the group.
Wow, and I knew it just from one look.
Yep, I've got that.
Amazing, the intuition.
Face.
You call it, right? Well, you're kind of grumpy too. You know, it's like, why is that guy so grumpy?
He's so mean.
I don't think you've stopped smiling. So I only just met you moments ago. You've been laughing and smiling since the second I met you.
This is my radio face. So.
You've got a face for radio.
I've been told that.
Yeah. As soon as I heard you say podcast, I'm like, no wonder he's fitting right in here.
Right.
Sorry, I'm talking too much. Joe, take the reins.
All right, so you the Bastard and the Crows recorded Until the Lights Come On up at Bird Cloud Studios in Edwardsville, as you said, and released on the Jet Lag label, the first and only release from the label, is my understanding.
Sure, we're hoping for a sophomore coming.
Sure, he's taking clients, but I'm not sure how much.
That was where I was leading. Have you got another album planned, and are you planning to go back to Bird Cloud Studio with it?
I think so, at least for the next one. It's nice to try different places, but the guy Ryan that works there we really liked, so we were like, we should do one more there, we're thinking. And we have, there's 6 songs on that album. We've got probably 8 or 9 already ready for the next one, so which is nice, because you want to take your songs and hope that they're all good, and then pick the 2 worst, so then you know the ones you picked are the best, kind of thing.
Right.
So we've got enough. Now it's just playing shows, saving up money to get to the studio, and then playing shows, saving up money to release the CDs and stuff.
Yeah, right. Right, quit kicking all your money to those national guys.
That and gas, driving back and forth to practice now that
right, I know.
Alton, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And our drummer lives in the county, and he lives downtown, and I live in Alton, so we're all driving like, except the drummer who's not here, not having to drive. We're driving 30 minutes each, to practice at least, but it's worth it.
You got to rent the space in the middle.
Yeah.
Well, no, see, we have a good setup because our drummer's house is actually kind of big, and we have a whole practice room in the house.
Nice.
And it's like a residential area, and the neighbors, for some reason, don't mind.
Yeah, nice.
We've been playing, because our drummer and I started playing music together. We would just do Black Sabbath covers when we were like 13 at the school talent show. No solos, no words, no nothing. But we've been playing in the same room because he just moved into his dad's house. So we've been practicing in the same room technically for like 20 years almost.
Wow.
Been a thing, yeah. Right
cool.
at 20. Jeez.
Yeah. We actually met in college and wanted to start a band, and never happened. Couldn't find a drummer, and then parted ways after college, and he hooked up with Adam, and then I moved into Soulard with him. It was kind of a crazy...
Yeah.
It was all right when you're in college and all you want to do is start a band and it never works out. And then you get done and start working, and when you're not looking for it, somehow it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, man. I think that's why it does, because we really love to do it. We all wanted to do it for so long, and then we finally got to.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to Lewis and Clark, Joe?
No, I went to SIU Edwardsville.
Okay, so that's where you guys.
Yep.
Okay, that's the second step after Lewis and Clark. You go to SIU Edwardsville. Around here, most guys, yeah.
That's what I did. Yeah. I did radio at Lewis and Clark for 2 years, and then I was like, well, what do I do now? And then went to SIU.
Was that under the Kent Sheffel heading or the Mike Lemons?
Mike Lemons.
Mike
Right.
Lemons, okay.
And what was your on-air
I'm trying
name?
to date you how far back it went.
I don't think I had a good name. I think it was just like Adam.
You didn't go by Bastard?
No, I don't think Mike wanted me to do that then. No.
We probably shouldn't be doing it either, but
I think we're fine.
okay. But you have had trouble with that name as far as Facebook's concerned.
Yeah, that's the only time. Like I said, I've heard it said on air and different things, and it's been fine. But on Facebook, no trouble until we were playing. I think we were going to play Stagger In with Bald Eagle Mountain, and they were like, "Hey, we were trying to promote this show. Facebook said we can't promote it because it says bastard in the name." We were like, "Oh, we didn't know that was going to be a big deal." But
okay with stealing personal information, not okay with curse words.
Yeah.
and the stuff that comes across my Facebook page nowadays is way worse than a little word of curse.
It's I don't.
It's in the Bible, right? Pretty sure it's in the Bible.
It is.
Somebody look that up.
It's on Game of Thrones and the Bible.
Yeah.
So you're
But
covered.
there's no cats mentioned in the Bible. Wait a minute, I'm sorry, I'm spinning off track.
You might be right about that. Might be right about that.
Is that true?
There's hogs, there's frogs and logs and dogs and hogs, but no cats. No, I don't know.
No geezer told him that.
Yeah.
It's actually a song. Believe it or not, yeah.
Really?
I don't remember who does it.
I
but
don't either,
We
but
came
it's-
across it at one point.
There are no cats
How can we-
mentioned in the Bible.
It's not bad. I was about to
Gonna go
chime
look
in.
this
I was
song
gonna
up
try
when I
and
go
hit
home. I'm telling you
hit the
that
same
much.
pitch.
You guys need a singer? I mean,
Apparently,
he's looking for a job, apparently.
just passed the tryouts.
Oh my gosh, you guys are easy. You guys are easy.
We hear that a lot.
Yeah, you have no idea.
No.
So if they have trouble finding you on Facebook because bastard is in your name, they can go to Instagram, right?
Yep, Instagram, and you can search it on Facebook. Will be the first thing to pop up.
Yeah.
It's just the promoting.
Oh, it's just
because I guess if you're searching for it, they don't care. But if you're promoting it, could be some grandma that's scrolling through and then she sees it. So I guess that's the only thing I can guess of why they don't let us do it. But
Gotcha.
if you search us on, even if you just type it in Google, Facebook, and
I was
Instagram,
gonna say not to brag, but if you type it in Google, it comes up.
Yep,
Yeah.
top of the page.
Top of the page. We didn't even pay for that.
Very braggadocious.
We can't afford it.
Yeah, very braggadocious of you.
Even
That's pretty
Google knows
awesome.
about us. So
Oh man.
Not to toot our own horns.
That's important, though. So you got any videos on YouTube, anything like that?
we have a few live ones, and we actually released a video in September for North Southeast Home, which is the last track on our album. And we did that video we just had a whole bunch of friends videotaping us playing, and I just started looking it through my computer, splicing it up a little, and I was like, oh, we have a minute of like a little montage clip thing here, and then reached out to friends, and they're like, oh, we have video on our computer, I'll send you some, and just kept building it till we had enough to fill the song length, essentially.
We always liked the Rolling Stones documentaries. We used to watch those all the time
Yeah, or
in
like
college. Where it's just behind, they used to give people cameras and just walk
Sympathy
around.
for the Devil, or the one-on-one. Is it the?
Yeah, and also like the Pantera home videos that they used to have, and like how it just splice stuff through. I was like, I like that. Plus, if we tried to make a video, it looked cheesy as could be. Like, it would not turn out good if we said like we're going to film a video.
Right.
So this just seemed like the best way for us to make an official video
Yeah, it's just
without
us
making an official
goofing off
video.
with fireworks and just all kinds of stuff.
So north, southeast home is the video. Now, just taking a guess, never heard this album, but is this song got to do with the fact that you got the 3 different homes that you practice? You got the north home, the south, because you all live in different areas.
You're adding layers to it.
I'm thinking too deep. I'm analyzing it too far. Okay.
I don't even remember all the depth to it. A lot of it was I just moved to Soulard, and I think it was after a few drinks, me just trying to find my way home. Honestly, so it was not one of the lines. One of the lines is tripped on bricks while walking home, and if you've ever walked through Soulard with those brick sidewalks, you'll figure it out pretty quick. So yeah,
I trip on them all the time, completely sober. Just
tripped on a lot of things in my life.
It's like
bricks is one of them.
Yep, I bet.
Right.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and you'll be getting updates.
Nice. In the meantime, you're working on new stuff as well.
Yep, working on new stuff. We just played a new song at Rock the Hops. So we got that one down. We've got some others now. We're just getting those ones. We'll probably write some new stuff as it goes, but also just getting the ones we have a little tighter for recording.
Nice. And have you got plans on where you're going to record, or still thinking about it?
I think Bird Cloud again this next time still.
Mm-hmm. So that'll be cool, man.
Yeah. We've been wanting to try, is it Lighthouse in town here as well?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I've heard good things about there.
Kind of pushing you that way.
Yep. Oh, don't worry. We'll get there.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of connections to be made at Lighthouse. You know? So a lot of the bands that play around town, that's where they play.
I always would make fun of people that just added anyone random on Facebook, and then I moved to Alton, and now I'm like, oh, that guy works at Lighthouse, I'll head him, or oh, he's in this band, I'll head him. Now I'm doing that just to get into the scene.
So one of the producers at Lighthouse is now booking the Bottle and Barrel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll get in on all that then.
There you go.
One of the guys who recorded at Lighthouse books Old Bakery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those guys are connected, man.
Yeah. I was gonna say, we don't play at Old Bakery very much, but I think this guy goes like twice a week.
Yeah, I had to slow down. I was going too much. I was literally there last night, too.
Now, Justin, who's booking Bottle and Barrel and works at Lighthouse, also works down at Old Bakery.
He was my waiter last night.
There you go. There you go.
I was like, you're in the mind frames, right? He's like, I am. I was like, I thought so.
And he's a busy dude, man.
Dude, all over the place, it seems like.
Moving and shaking.
Yeah.
Books Old Bakery Brewery.
Oh, okay.
So
I need to hit
and you
him
can
up,
check
too.
all this out on our AltonDailyNews.com podcast.
Okay.
Where we explain all this stuff. You just go back and go through some of those. You'll know everybody.
I will. That's what I need to do.
You should have those guys on jet lag, or vice versa.
I'll listen to them to get caught up.
Only if we talk about Antarctica.
Well, sure. I'll have time to study up by then.
That's
so.
good. Because I want to know what's going on there.
You and me both, man.
I don't think it's about feeding penguins.
Oh, are you talking about aliens? Are we gonna to go down that
I didn't say
conversation?
anything about aliens. I'm just saying it's not about penguins.
Okay.
I'm going to go there for sure.
Gonna go there.
Now I'm curious as to why you're interested in it.
Exactly. And
Listen,
that's
one
what
thing
I'm
we
saying.
know for sure is thanks to our government spending $1 million, we know the emperor penguin is not homosexual. I'm just saying
Good, because that was one of the questions I had. So.
Good, yeah. Well, I'm
Definitely
trying to clear up everything here.
Sure.
We're going to talk about penguins. I want to know it.
I didn't bring up crows.
Well,
Because I don't think there's any crows in Antarctica, from what I've heard.
I'm searching that too. We'll figure it out.
Is that the only place penguins are? Is in Antarctica?
They're
Nah, dude, they're at the zoo, man.
Yeah.
Well, the zoo.
I like this guy.
That's true. You
know how they have that little sign you say you're not supposed to touch them? I definitely leaned over.
Oh, I lick them all the time. What? I lick them. Dude, that place smells so horrible. I don't lick anything.
No. I definitely wiped my hand off after, but I definitely leaned over and touched the head one time.
I'm not licking toes.
All right, so tonight we've been talking to Bastard and the Crows. Thanks a lot, guys, for coming in. Their new CD or their latest CD, Until the Lights Come On. You can get that at all your digital download sites.
All right, thanks. That's Adam Strope and Joe Stevens of Bastard and the Crow. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure.
We'll be back with more Riverbend Talent.
And now more Riverbend Talent. With Dennis Larry.
And Pigpen. And Pigpen. And Pigpen. Hey, we're back after an exciting episode with Bastard and the Crow.
Yeah. I had to wipe my hands off after it for some reason. I don't even know
Went all the way to Antarctica and heard you sing about cats not being mentioned in the Bible.
Was there something about licking a penguin? I don't even know what went on. That was way out of
I
control.
have no idea what went on, but I do want to address Hookie real quick. I see where you guys were recently on a podcast. Was that yesterday or something.
Tuesday.
What was it called?
Rock Radio Revolution in St. Louis.
Right, and those guys play local bands.
Yeah, good people.
There's a little photo of you guys, and like you were kind of showing the devil horns. You want to talk about the devil horns for a moment?
The devil horns.
Is this a reaction? I mean, you don't mean it as the devil when you're throwing those horns up, right?
No, I didn't. No,
Okay.
I was thinking.
You do too.
Spider.
You always call it that when I say, hey, what's up with the fingers? You're like, oh, the devil horns.
Yeah.
You say that a lot, don't you? No, I don't know. I don't know.
Conspiracy.
So
I was thinking of Spider-Man myself.
Exactly.
Who might be the devil? I don't know.
Either that or copyright infringement, because I think either Dio or Gene Simmons.
Right. I'm sure Gene Simmons is all over it as far as copyright, but Dio may have been the first.
Oh man.
But I remember the Spider-Man cartoon, but he did have his thumb out. So I don't know.
That's I love you though inside. See, I always wondered about that.
That's what I was trying to convey.
Right. Well, no, you weren't. Your thumb was curled inside. Photos out there. I mean, you
That's
can.
photoshopped.
You don't have.
I saw the software the guy had.
I saw his software. That guy just showed you his software? Jeez almighty, what a freak.
I'm not going to say anything else.
So,
I didn't see his hardware. I just saw it wasn't that kind of interview.
That was impressive hardware, I tell you.
No, it's a great show, though, Rock Radio Revolution.
Yeah.
So you got to play live.
That's fun.
Nice.
Yeah, and bands get their music played on there too. I heard a couple Inner Outline songs.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys have been on the show.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. Well, congratulations on your Illuminati success.
Hopefully it pays off a little bit more when we get some money.
Well, you know what you got to do for money in this business.
Sweet dreams are made of this.
Okay, we're going to take a short. Somebody cut the audio before.
Reagan's already left Hollywood. He figured it out a long time ago. Come back here to the home of Robert Wadlow.
He left because he didn't want to do it.
Robert Wadlow's birthday's coming up this weekend, Friday night.
Talk about impressive hardware.
101st. 101st.
Wow.
And he's old. He's as old as the airborne. Right?
Was Jimi Hendrix in that?
Yeah. In fact, he took a fall his first time he jumped out of a plane and got to go home. His first time as a paratrooper. He didn't land properly, hurt his leg, and got sent home.
Of course.
So, good for Jimmy.
He had
Good
work
for
to do
us.
back here.
And he had stuff to do back here for the
For the
CIA.
Illuminati and,
I know.
You know, him and Janis Joplin got a child somewhere. I can't wait to find that kid and make an
And
album.
then they started speaking out, and we know what happened 27 Club Nation.
Hey, speaking of birthdays, my birthday is this weekend.
Really?
Yeah, Sunday.
You and Bob together.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Bob. Bob Wadlow.
I don't think they ever called him Bob. He was a nice guy from under.
For a second there, I was like, wait, I'm Bob.
You're Bob. Oh, man.
So, yeah, they're having a big party at Old Bakery Brewery Friday night.
For Mikey.
For Mikey, yeah. For Mikey's birthday.
My party
For
is
Mikey and
Saturday. We'll be
Bob-
playing at Chez, Maryland.
Yeah.
Saturday,
For my
yes,
birthday.
We're
yes.
going to talk about
But
that.
before that, we're going to go play pinball. You guys in?
And Roxana.
Listeners,
I
are
heard
you
about
in?
this.
We're going to play some pinball. and,
I'm running sound
Roxana.
Saturday night right down the road here, but I think I might try and hit that pinball thing
All right.
Cool.
first.
Yeah, do it.
So they got a band called Gaslight Squares doing jazz sounds for the Old Bakery Brewery.
Cool.
And Old Bakery's releasing its Gentle Giant Beer, a
That's
double IPA.
That's a good one.
Do you know what that is? I don't.
Yes, and it is a giant. But it's a giant. Yeah, it's great beer. Be careful.
You kids be careful out there, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
While we're in the jazz mode, Bossanova has Johnathan Baker playing this weekend. Of course, he doesn't do jazz, really. He's like a folk guy, right?
I'd never heard him.
Okay. He plays a lot, though, at the winery, so I'm going to assume Johnathan means that maybe the case. But Mr. Johnathan Baker. Although every time I bring up that Johnathan Baker, he brings up a John Baker that used to be a punk rocker.
He played like white trash, whatever.
Right.
I don't know if it was him, but I think he ate worms for $1 a piece out the old Showbiz pizza. I don't know.
Showbiz pizza.
Yeah, that's where all the punk rock bands had to play back in the day. You know?
I know.
And when Chuck E. Cheese came in, they had that mechanical bear and his band, and it killed the whole punk rock
Yeah.
scene.
Those guys were tight, though.
I jammed with the drummer in that band in the Chuck E. Cheese band for a while.
Before they'd have a show, they'd hide all the salt shakers up.
Yeah, because people chuck salt shakers.
The singer was a great dancer. He did a killer robot.
Hey, that ties right into Peter York, right? Passing away, right? Because Zappa told him in that video, you guys should work more on your music and less on your dance moves, right?
Where the future of music depends on you. Exactly, yeah.
Hey, franchise, every Friday night, you guys have played down there. Or you have.
I
right?
have, yeah. I have.
Right?
Yeah.
Good pizza there, right?
They have a steak deal, I think, on Friday nights too, that everyone raves about, like $14.99 for a steak and like potatoes and whatnot. And everyone raves about it, and I haven't, because when you're about to sing, you can't really some
Right.
steak. And potatoes.
I like to fill my belly real
but
full.
It looks good. It smells good. Yeah.
What torture you go through. It's like, Everhart and Mike at the franchise Friday night.
No, we know them.
Yeah.
Mila Duffey will be down at Morrisons Irish Pub on Saturday night.
And your buddies at Far Gone Brothers going to be at Chez, Maryland's on Friday.
Excellent. Doc Holliday Band's going to be down at Pump House in Wood River
9:30.
at 9:30. Dustin Coleman every Friday night at 7 p.m. at the High Flyers Club.
Right.
Yeah, Fly Hires. That's a different place I hang out at. they got live music there too.
Out the airport with Bethalto.
Yeah, at the airport in Bethalto.
So I didn't find anything listed for Deutsch Village Inn, although they usually have a band on Friday night.
Usually, what's cool about Deutsch is they usually have it Friday and Saturday. Like
Yeah.
you get booked there like old school style the whole weekend.
Right.
So it may very well be that.
Just didn't list it, but I'm sure something's going on there.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt Taul ever call you back?
No. I put the moves on him one time, and he just refuses to call me back. I didn't really put the moves; just got little hands. Yeah, that's all.
He updated his
It was a Christmas party.
He updated his website though, mattallmusic.com.
Awesome. I've not checked
Still
that
doing the
out.
Bigelow's thing on Friday night
Excellent,
up in
man.
Edwardsville.
Great place to get some chow and listen to some good music. Yeah.
How about the Stagger Inn again?
The Mondin Band.
Oh yeah.
Saturday.
Never go wrong with the Mondin Band.
Or Stagger
Or the Stagger Inn, yeah.
Stagger
Yeah,
Inn.
that's a winning combo right there. That's Saturday.
Yeah, we're gonna skip our gig and go watch
Yeah,
that.
maybe.
No, that's Friday. That's Friday.
Oh, Friday. Did I say Saturday?
Oh, good.
I'm
This is
skipping up
giving
a
you
day.
guys something to do Friday.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
I'll be
a
racing
rare
babies.
night off for Graham at least.
Not raising
I'm playing
babies,
a-
racing babies.
You're playing
I'm playing
private.
Private party Friday.
I checked that.
Ah.
But I may end up at the Stagger Inn afterwards though.
All
I
right.
checked out hookiemusic.com. I seen private party. I knew I wasn't invited. So I skipped that one. I imagine that's why it was private. I guess I did the right thing. Didn't I?
We're not, we
You
should
can't really tell people what's private.
So the private party's going to be on Oak Street at 9. Come after 9 o'clock.
The cabin at Judy Creek and Glen Carvin, the double wide duo.
Like that name?
Mhm.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Blacktop Boulevard at the back bar in Edwardsville. We talked about that place a little earlier.
Right.
Two Voices at the Huddle Bar in Caseyville, Illinois.
Played there.
Trade Tequilas at the Lake House at Buffalo Park in Maryville.
Nice. Tres tequilas.
We played across the street from there at the custard place.
Bobby's.
Yeah.
Right.
I was thinking it was that Grumpy's Emporium. Grumpy Grandpa's Emporium. I'm like, you
That's next.
played at that place?
Yeah.
No, Bobby's Custard. Yeah, that's good stuff up there.
Curly from the comedy show is doing a sketcher size comedy live at Bottoms Up in Alton on Friday night.
Sketchercise comedy.
Yeah, it's a sketch comedy
Nice.
with
What's some exercise?
Frank Clapp, James Shuffle and Frank Clapp.
Jazzercise.
And yeah, it says PG-13 though, maybe. Big pin. So that means the humor's perfect for you.
I'll get all the jokes.
You will.
Yes. I haven't seen old James Shuffle, the Curly Shuffle, for a while.
Right.
That's cool to see he's still doing stuff. Stuff going on.
And Garrett D. Biggs at Georgia's local brew in Jerseyville. They're keeping it going every night. Rogers and Eathouse at Greehan's Irish Pub in Belleville. And then Bud Summers is at Patty McDee's in Granite City. Fluffy Kittens. How about the Fluffy Kittens?
I love me a fluffy kitten, man.
They're at Eddie's in Granite City.
That is a big kitten. Is that mainly fat or fur? I don't even know.
The final one I got here for Friday is Scott and Michelle at Imperial Pub in Granite City.
Yeah. I finally got to see Scott and Michelle a few weeks ago. I liked them.
Yeah, we did. So now we move on to Saturday, and Hookie is playing at Chez, Maryland. We're just going to mention that right up front.
Stop there. Yeah.
And it's my birthday party.
And it's Mikey's. How old are you going to be, Mikey?
16.
21 again.
Sweet 16.
It's also the Post-Commons anniversary.
Yeah, yep. And it'll be Mind Frames and Overnighter.
Right? Oh, are you running sound for that?
I am running sound at that.
That got rescheduled or something. It was scheduled back in January.
It was in January. It was the weekend of one of the bad snowstorms, so a rescheduled gig.
And that's a fundraiser from 5 to 9. So they can all come down to the Hookie show.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah,
We'll dance with them.
And there you go. That'd be cool, watching the Mind Frames and you guys dance.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll do something together.
Right.
I'll do the
I
robot.
like dancing. That's a great idea.
I agree.
Dancing,
And they're raising funds for Riverbend Family Ministry in today's place, just so we get that in there. We're running out of time, Pigpen. We got to go.
All right.
Cherry's Hill at Bottoms Up in Alton.
Wild Geese at Morrisons Irish Pub.
Mm-hmm. We mentioned Hookie at Chez, Maryland, but we're mentioning it again because they're sitting here.
Right. Darius Spangler at the Old Bakery Brew House.
Mm-hmm. Dana and John at the Pump House at 5 on the patio. And then Super Jam at the Pump House in Wood River. They're doing more St. Louis bands down there.
Yeah. Got Flip the Frog at Chico's in Wood River.
Right. Up All Nights at Eddie's in Granite City.
And then we got Kapow.
Yep.
At the back bar in Edwardsville.
Levi Lloyd at Craft and Winery.
The Skylark Brothers, our buddy Jack Twest and the Skylark Brothers playing at the Lake House in Buffalo Park.
We got a fundraiser too I want to mention here, and 33 on the Needle and Sailors and Tailors playing this one. It's a chicken and beverage benefit for Andy Flood at the Fraternal Order of the Eagles on Madison Avenue in Granite City. Help raise funds for the Flood family for medical expenses. 34-year-old Andy Flood suffered a stroke and is recovering. And so they're going to raise some money for him. 33 on the Needle and Sailors and Tailors.
Nice. We got the number 4 combo at the Sunset Grill.
Mm-hmm. Alton Godfrey, Isaiah Christian, and Georgia's local brew in Jerseyville.
Nightlife at the Tri-County Gun Club.
The Artemis Pyle Band at the Wildy Theater in Edwardsville. You guys know who Artemis Pyle is?
I've heard the name.
Well, you should.
Where do I know it from?
Legendary
former
drummer. Leonard
Skinner.
Okay, that's right. I've heard of that.
I don't know why we did it that way. I don't know why we just said it.
We're always finishing each other's sandwiches.
There you go.
You guys do any Skinner?
I think we've done Simple Man now and again. Well, maybe. No?
Yeah, we've done a few of those. We have.
Mama told me.
We have Bud Summers at Copper Fire in Belleville.
Cool.
On Saturday, and then a benefit for Mackenzie North at the Alton VFW. She's battling plastic anemia, I think that's what it's called, a rare blood disease, where she has to keep going back and getting treatments. So that's from 6 to 11, a band called Love, Trust, and Hate playing at Imperial Pub in Granite City on Saturday. And we'll go through Sunday real quick. No Concern and C is for Cadaver at the back room at Bottle and Barrel in Alton. So a big show on Sunday, man. Original music at the back room at Bottle and Barrel. Scott and Michelle back at it, 2 p.m. Pump House in Wood River. course, every Sunday at the 10 Pin.
Mondin.
You got it. Riding shotgun at the back bar in Edwardsville at 5 with Kurt Copeland doing Sunday Fun Day open mic at 3 p.m. on Sundays. The Alton Symphony Orchestra at 3 p.m. at the Old Whitney Theater, and then George Brown Jr. and the NGK Band playing Rapid Winery. Had to fly through those to wrap them up, but man, a lot going on again, Pigpen.
That is a lot for this little area for music. You know, it's beautiful to see an area this size have that much music going on over 3 days.
And as we mentioned, we got the whole list with links at cottonmouth.org for people if they couldn't keep up with us.
All right. And
which wouldn't surprise me.
And let's not forget, March 1st, Friday, March 1st at the Schlafly Tap Room.
Right.
Both of the bands, we had that pre-recorded interview with Bastard and Crow. They're going to be there. And Hookie's been sitting in with us all night tonight, looking at us funny, like we owe them something.
Right. I think I mentioned Chez, Marilyn at least 4 times.
There you go, yeah. So
you know how many times I mentioned Halpin Music, our sponsor?
Twice now.
No, I think this is the first time. I think I mentioned Matt, and now we'll have to go back and look at the tape, which will be available.
Lydia said it earlier for us. There you go.
Okay.
So yeah, thanks to Halpin Music, thanks to Matt Van Vorst, a Macias insurance agent, thanks to Bastard and Crow, and a big thanks to Hookie for sitting in and keeping us entertained. Everybody get out to Schlafly Tap Room on March 1st and see a lot of good original music from this side of the river making it over there.
All right, 3A Taylorville Sectional CM Lady Eagles. Go for it, girls. Everybody get out there and support local music and art. We'll see you next week.